So welcome back to my channel, my trader friends, and for this video, we will be tackling all about the cell borders. So without further ado, let's start our Microsoft Excel tutorial. Okay, when we say cell borders, by the term itself, by the name itself, of course, it is the borders of our cells. When we say cell, this is the rectangular space in our Microsoft Excel that we can have our formula. So, for example, currently we are on the cell C3. Why C3? Because the column is C and the row is number 3 or the third row. So meaning to say we are currently in C3 and this cell is actually E6, this cell is D8. So basically that's how we read the cell location of our current working conditions on our Excel environment. Alright, so just a trick before we start our tutorial regarding cell borders. We can actually delete these lines. As you can see, those lines, horizontal and vertical, that is actually very evident. So we can actually delete this by just going to the view and just uncheck the grid lines. Okay, so that's actually called grid lines. That's how simple to remove those grid lines. Okay, so let's start our cell borders. Basically, we have two different methods on putting a cell border. For the first method, it is through our ribbon under the home tab, and it is the section for it. The second one is the format. Okay, format cells. Okay, so for the first one, this is how the format cells looks like. Format, then different line styles, line color, presets, and border. This is almost the same as the cell button here, cell border button here. And alright, so let's start. Let's have our example. Okay, so let's have here for cell A1. Okay, so for the first part of the cell borders, we have the bottom border. From the term itself, we will be having a line below our cell A1. That's what is called bottom border. Okay, so for the cell B2, let's try on the cell B2. On the cell B2, let's try to have top border. So basically, since this is the cell B2, it has now a border at the top of the cell. Okay, as you can see, this is now the border. Okay, so for the C3, let's have our left border. We will be having our left border here. This is actually a left border of cell C3, not a right border of cell B3. That is two different things, my friends. Don't forget that. Next, let's have the D4. So for the D4, let's have right border, and we will be now having the line here, the vertical line here at the right part of the cell D4. So basically, that's the first part of the borders. For the second part, if we want to delete this right border here at the cell D4, just click the no border button. Okay, so it is now deleted. That's basically what it is. For the all borders, we will now having all borders at the sides of our D4. Now, if it happens that we have selected different, if it happens that we have selected many cell rather, we can actually have these all borders, and each cell is now having their borders. Now, if we wanted to have a border as a whole for these selected cells, first we should delete all those cells, no border. And if we wanted to have a border here as a whole, just click the outside borders. That's what it is. Okay, I hope you get it. That is the outside borders. Next, we have the tick box border. So the tick box border is almost the same with outside border, but this time the border is thick. Okay, so as you can see, it is thicker compared to our previous border examples. I hope you get it. So next, let's have our third part of our borders. For the first one, let's try to have that in cell F6. So we have here bottom double border. So this is actually thin border, but it is now double. First, based on my opinion, based on my experience too with working with accountants, may accountant friends. This is actually more likely used by accountants, the double border bottom, especially if they are dealing with financial statements. They are using this on the below part of financial statements if they are computing the total. No, I hope you get it. So next we have the tick border. So let's have here on cell G5. For the tick border bottom, it is just almost the same with this one, but this is single and tick. So that's the difference. Next we have the top and bottom border. So for top and bottom border, that is a top border and bottom border, but it is thin. So that's the only difference. Next we have the top and thick bottom border. So let's have it on H9. Okay, so we have here, as you can see, we have a top border that it is thin, and we have also a bottom border, but this is now a thick, because what we choose again is top and thick bottom border. Okay, so for the last one, let's have it on cell I9. That is the top and double bottom border. So we have here the top border and single. This is single and this is double, and it is the bottom border is now thin, but it is double. That is the difference. So I hope you get it, guys. Now, actually, for the last part of our borders, we actually have the draw borders. We can actually draw our border. Just simply click this. Before clicking this, by the way, guys, let me introduce you to the line style and line color. First, for the line style, we can have this one. This is actually by default. This is what we are using right now, the straight line. But for our next example, let's try to have this hidden line. This is what we call in engineering, actually. That is hidden line for us. So next to introduce is the automatic color. This is the color of our borders. By default, the Microsoft Excel is set by automatic, and automatic means black. That's why we are seeing black lines here. But actually, we can set it to any other colors that we wanted. Just like me right now, I wanted to have a red line. So let's try to have this line. So since I have already introduced to you the line color and line style, we can now have our drawing of our borders. Just click draw border, and we can now have this. Alright, just click draw border and have this. Alright, so that's how simple it is, guys. I hope you get it. The settings that we have defined earlier, which is the hidden line and of course the red color, it is now actually evident. So we can actually have our drawing of borders. We can set it based on our preference. We can actually have also a diagonal line if we wanted. Okay, so that is how we draw a border. Now, if we wanted to erase those borders, just click that button, erase border, then erase it. Okay, so just click, and click. Okay, more. We have actually draw border grid lines. So for draw border grid lines, it is just the same with the first one. Okay, so I hope you get it, my friends. That is how simple having a cell borders on our Microsoft Excel tutorial, Microsoft Excel environment rather. Hope you enjoyed this Microsoft Excel tutorial, my friends, and if you enjoyed this video, please click the button like and share this video to your classmates, to your friends that are really in need of tutorial for Microsoft Excel. So don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and see you again on my next video tutorial. Keep safe always. Bye-bye.